Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Mikey here again, today answering a request that was recently made on my Slate Digital EQ video. The request is for the Maag EQ plugin from Plugin Alliance, which is based on the Maag Audio EQ4 500 series unit, which was based on the NTI EQ3 rack mount unit. The hardware Maag EQ are known as an enhancement EQ, very musical, minimal phase shift and no sound coloration, and wide curves with fixed band points and fixed band widths. This gives you an idea of the purpose of the plugin, so let's take a listen and see what it sounds like. One of the first things you will notice is that a little goes a long way with this plugin. But there is something else you may notice, is that because of the wide curves of the EQ, a lot more frequency content goes up in volume, more than typically expected from an EQ. At this point of the test, however, I felt it was getting a bit too loud too fast, hence why you will see me opening an instance of Pro Q. I don't use the Maag EQ plugin in my own work, so I wanted to be sure what I was hearing. My question at this point was whether I was hearing proportional EQ movement or just wide EQ curves. Let's listen to the rest of the test. So first, let me explain the difference between proportional EQ movement and wide EQ curves. I'll explain with using Pro Q and the custom series from Slate Digital. Here is a wide EQ curve boost. And notice that it does affect neighboring frequencies the more you boost it. But even so, there are frequencies out of reach of this particular curve that remain unaffected. Now let's look at the custom series. See how all frequency content goes up as I make boosts? With this particular EQ, it doesn't do the same when you make cuts though. Now let's take a look at the Maag 4 to see if it's doing the same thing. And according to Plugin Doctor, it is. It's not just wide curves, it's proportional EQ movement. This isn't a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. However, it is what you make of it. It's important to be aware of this when using your tools, so that way you are able to make informed decisions with your mix or master, and less time trying to figure out what's happening in your mix. But remember, analyzing plugins in this method shouldn't be the reason you do or do not use a plugin. You should be using or not using a plugin based on your ears and the results. With that said, what do I think of the sound of the Maag EQ4 plugin? My own personal opinion. Though I find it to be a nice sweetener, I have heard what the hardware does and enjoy that much more. If I was to use Maag in anything I do, I would just save the money and purchase the hardware, but that's just me. Happy mixing.